Driller, a company in the UK which is the leader of the fracking industry, have been allowed to resume fracking under a testing permit from the 15th of October last month. This is the same company that was allowed to start fracking in 2011. However, they were stopped quickly because it involves injecting sand, water and chemicals into the ground to cause a fracture, which then opens up a big crack, and then they shove a load of sand inside to hold that crack open. And because of that process, often earthquakes are made as a result. And back in 2011, an earthquake or an earth tremor on the Richter scale was recorded at 2.3, which that doesn't sound that bad, but if you think about the Richter scale, it's measured in a log way. So the log, if you remember your maths, log goes like crazy upwards like that. And that's because 2 is 10 times greater than 1. So think about that. They've been allowed to continue fracking under this traffic light policy, which means that if they create any earth tremors above a limit of 0.5 on the Richter scale, they have to stop working for the space of 18 hours. Hello. Hey, you Luke, stay here. Good boy. Stay here. Francis Egan, the chief executive of Driller, said that 0.5 on the Richter scale is too low of a limitation for them, and those microseismic events are not even perceptible by humans on the ground, and that they pose no threat to the surrounding area. Mr. Egan also complained that US and Canada are allowed to create 2.0 seismic events before they get into trouble, and that England should have a rule similar. In the last 2 weeks, Driller have already created 13 independent earth tremors, all ranging above 0.5 mark, the highest being 1.1 on the Richter scale. Mr. Egan complained that construction sites create earth tremors of 0.5 every day of the week. They've been allowed to restart fracking because of the progress that America have made in their own fracking industry, making them the world's #1 producer of oil in the world, which is pretty impressive. They overtook Saudi Arabia. However, Saudi Arabia still holds the crown for #1 exporter of oil in the world. Francis Egan also claims that the blackouts in Blackpool, the lights cut out, weren't to do with him. So, good news or bad news, depending on how you see it, is that the Energy Minister, Claire Perry, said that she's not willing to change the limitations on seismicity anytime soon. She said that 2 weeks ago. The Department of Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy said that Claire Perry's point of view of not changing the seismicity has not changed. However, previously, Mrs. Perry did say that the levels could be adjusted without compromising the effectiveness of the controls. Anti-fracking groups have said that the rules are likely to change next year after Driller finished fracking at the 2 Preston wells that they're currently digging in right now. I'm not really too sure about what to think on fracking. I mean, people say that it's not dangerous, however, they also said that smoking wasn't dangerous, didn't they? And there's been no long-term studies on the results of fracking on the ground, and the fact that you're cracking the ground, and it's giving out earth tremors. It's like the ground saying, no, don't cut me open, you know? it's a bit of an idiotic way, isn't it? I think, anyway. I mean, we're only a little island. We're a tiny little island floating around on the ocean, whereas America is this giant landmass. I would say that our stability is somewhat, it shouldn't be compared to the US or Canada. So, those are my opinions.